Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today I want to do like a spooky Halloween spread in my bullet journal. Well, it's not a bullet journal, it's actually a junk journal. And I know it's still September and September just started, but I got some really fun Halloween stickers in the mail that I want to use some of, and I just want to get in the Halloween spirit, you know? So I'm gonna just do a little bit of a flip through from the last point that I was at when I was in my junk journal on this channel, which I think was somewhere around here. Okay, I think this is the last spread I made. So I did this fun kind of fall spread on my channel. There is a video for this one if you're interested in watching the plan with me for that. And then I used some leftover stickers from a catch-all spread that I'm they're gonna go to waste. I might as well just stick them on a page. It's not my favorite thing in the world. But I combined this Taylor Ryan design Polaroid with According to Allie peonies, my peony sticker, some ants from MU's Designs. We got some According to Allie washi in there, some miscellaneous Bo Bunny, Ephemera, and then we got some stickers from just a couple random sticker books. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it is something fun. And then I made this one recently that I'm super excited about. This one is using the Fantastic Frog stickers from my own Etsy shop. I wanted to do a frog themed spread. So I used the stickers from my own shop on clear, and then I layered them with this piece of Tim Holtz Ephemera, which is the insect card. And then I took these little page pieces from my According to Allie Patreon exclusive stickers, layered those ones in there. The lilies are from According to Allie, the washi tape, the spotty one's from her as well. The floral one, I think, is from Simple Stories. I think this is just a really cool spread. And then I did this kind of fun combo that was a little bit unexpected, but I just love the way this came together. It's like a celestial bingo, bingo in space kind of thing. A weird concept, but I had limited supplies, and I'm just gonna make something. So the solar system, the planet stickers are from MU's Designs. You can use my code Caitlin15 for 15% off at MU's Designs. Another piece of Tim Holtz Ephemera that I got at Joann's. The tiger, the You Are My Wish Come True, the little stars, those are from a Maggie Holmes sticker sheet. I believe the collection was Sweet Story. And then I loved this star scrapbook paper in the background. I think I'm going to have to get some more of that because I'm excited about that. I think that'll be really fun for October plan with me's. So I'm going to grab some more of that scrapbook paper. This one I think might need a little bit more. I haven't quite decided yet, and I made a lot of decisions when I was making this to peel up things and take them out, because I had started and it was kind of summery, and then I'm I want to go more fall with this. So I peeled up some stickers, added some different stickers in. We've got the Create with Mandy craft paper leaves, which I really liked planning with these. I think I want to get another page or two of those because they're going to go really well in fall spreads. Another Maggie Holmes sticker down here with the goose. The washi tape, I had fun layering it. This is Tim Holtz Ephemera here. We've got some scrapbook paper. I think that's Bo Bunny, and then I put some little dots on it using a Zig clean color dot pen. Not my favorite thing. It could maybe be expanded on a little bit, but I think that's the beauty of the junk journal, is being able to come back and revisit things when I have ideas. So maybe this is the base of something else. And then this one is definitely in progress, but it was, I had these palm, trees on this spread, and obviously they don't really go together. So I peeled them up from this spread, and then I'm well, they're not going to stick anywhere else unless I use them now. So I put them here. So this is kind of brewing. I got to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of this, but it's the palm trees from MU's Designs. Layered them over some Bo Bunny paper that I thought was kind of fun and botanical. According to Allie washi tape, and then some quote stickers from the Teresa Collins Be Happy Box sticker book. I'm really figuring this one out. So this is the last spread that I have since I last made a spread on this channel. I've done a few. This one's probably my favorite out of all of them, followed maybe closely or tied with the frogs, because I just love how my own stickers worked in this spread. But I'm going to do a Halloween theme for today's spread in my junk journal, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through my thought process. We're gonna flip these little ribbons to the back so that they're not in the way, and I'm just gonna show you what I have supplies wise. So when I was saying Halloween stickers, I got an order from Alicia Michelle. I love these spooky shelves. I did get 2 sheets of these, so I'll probably use one of them in my catch-all and one of them in this planner. And I might not even use all of them in this planner today because there are a lot of shelves on here and I don't want it to like all be shelves. But they're really cool, like apothecary, like books and bats and whatever. And then I also got some stuff from Joann's recently from the Tim Holtz Halloween collection. So this is the Halloween one. And this is called Curiosities. This one is a sticker book. You got 302 stickers in there. I think it's like 7 sheets. Most of them are text, but I'm always looking for like fun little text stickers like this. There's stuff like Dig in the Cemetery, Here Inside My Heart, Vanishing Visitors. So you've got this. The spiral binding on this is like not great to flip through, so I'm trying not to flip through it as much as possible. Another one of those. And another one. I don't really know if I'm ever going to use like this many little strip stickers about Halloween, but they are fun. Then there's some more like decorative ones. So you've got little portrait frames, which I thought would be really cool for the spread today. There's little bandit masks down here, witches hats, skulls. And then this one is like kind of fun little ephemera things. There's like clocks and old rusty hinges and door like keyholes and stuff like that. Watch faces. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with this last page, but I did think it was a fun little book and I had a coupon, so I'm like, okay, I could get something fun and spooky. And then I also got this Halloween ephemera pack. There's a lot in here. There's 114 pieces, so I'm hesitant to open it up, but I will show you the back of it if you can kind of deal with the glare. It's a lot of like fun little spooky pieces, and maybe I'll just kind of flip through it at some point because I do need to decide what out of here I need for the spread. I haven't opened it yet, but like the backing is really fun. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. I have some scrapbook paper. I thought maybe this like spider web print could be kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to be too dark or not, but I like it. So maybe that. I also grabbed the Tim Holtz document collage paper because maybe some like little scraps of that could be fun with like the books. And then on my last junk journaling video, someone mentioned like, or asked if I had ever gone like more mixed media with this. I don't have a whole lot of mixed media supplies with me right now, but I did find a couple things that I was like interested in using. So I do have some Archer and Olive acrylograph pens. I like this like kind of dark blue. I thought maybe it could be fun to draw some like stuff into this. I know it's not like the most mixed media, but we're adding in some other stuff. And then I also found this little watercolor palette that I've had in the back of the closet forever. And I loved this palette when I was like actually painting with it. But I thought maybe I could like use some of this in the spread. It's all like kind of fun shimmery like metallic tones, so it's just like little pans of watercolor. I had this in college when I was like actively like painting. My problem is I don't have a brush, so I thought maybe I could like finger paint with it. I'll get some water and stuff obviously, but maybe it would be like fun to add to the spooky spread if it just has like gold glittery fingerprints all over it. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of jump into this. I think I do want to flip through the ephemera first, just so I can kind of decide like what direction we're going in with that. I'm just gonna get a little closer so you can see what's in here, and I think I'm gonna need to do like super speedy flip through of this like ephemera pack because there are so many pieces. I think the reason that there's so many pieces is because like there's a lot of like really small stuff in here, like a lot of like bats, which can never have too many bats. But they really bring up that piece count, you know, because they're like so small and they're clinging on for dear life on the sticky edge of this little packaging thing. So like, yeah, a lot of these little bats, and I'll just start like a tiny bat pile over here. Well, this one's an owl, but it can go in the bat pile. Just so we can get those like kind of in their own space. There's a crow, little bat pieces, and I don't want to like accidentally bend them because they're kind of fragile. This like moon, love that. That's definitely going to go in the spread today. We've got like in loving remembrance of little like cards like that. Some scalloped lacy edges. Okay, we got like Undertaker cards. Like a fun little number. That could be interesting to bring in there. And if I find a 1, then I could do like a 31, like Halloween. Here we go. Here's the 1. 31, toxic. Just like all sorts of cool little like illustrations in here. Pharmacist. Pharmacist again. A florist. And that one's in Chicago, apparently. A tiny little 3. We got some more bats, some more like little butterflies and moths. And I don't even need to flip them over because I know they're bats. You can tell. We've got another Drug Co. thing. This one is that little hanging bat. So I'm going to take that hanging bat and like put it over there. Little portrait. Oh, this one's Edgar Allan Poe. We've got an eyeball. That's kind of cool. Little eyes. Table of the Skeleton. And there's like these journal covers. Maybe they're not like hinges. Maybe they're like open journals. Maybe that's what I wasn't getting. Pharmacy. There's a lot of like pharmacy things in here. I think it's like spooky apothecary kind of theme. Fragile. Do not drop. Handle with care. Ooh, I love this like floral urn kind of thing. So I'm going to bring that in. I'm starting to think these are tiny books that you could like bend to make like miniature books. I'm not sure what I would use them for, but you could do that. Beware. That's cute. We've got that little thing. Poison. 13. Tiny little bats. For something like that, I don't think I'd be able to use like the monodots adhesive. I'd probably need like a glue pen, but I have one. So if I need bats in this spread, I could do that. Condemned. Witch hazel pharmacy thing. We've got some kind of cab check card. I don't know what's spooky about that, but it's like the color palette. Red Cross drugstore. 13s. Arsenic, Beware, Curious, Wicked, October. This is kind of the thing, like the things that I like. Could do like Curious or Wicked. We're not in October yet, so I'm not going to use that one. We got this little like written card. I think you get like 2 of them in different sizes. Here's that like eyeball again. So there are a couple like duplicate things in here, like apothecary, little signage things. We've got some sort of like malt glass. Curious. Poison, Wicked, October. Okay, miniature ones of those. Tiny little cards. I don't know what this little scrap is, but I think it's kind of fun. It is a little bit more of a blue color to it, so I don't know if I want that exactly. We've got the florals on the Undertaker thing. I'm sorry, this is like just me flipping through all the tiny little scraps, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them. I will try to link as many things down below as possible. I got this one at Joann's. We've got little butterflies. Got an owl. Maybe I could take that owl. And then there's some floral things in here too. So like floral pieces. Ooh, that's creepy. I don't like that. Little bug. Tiny bats. Bigger raven. Shake well before using. Think there's more bugs. Oh, that's a ladybug. That's not as creepy. So I'll try to link stuff. I got them in stores, so I'm not sure like what the online stock is looking like for these Tim Holtz Halloween things. Whenever I try to like tag like brands on Instagram, like my materials or whatever, I always forget that Tim Holtz doesn't have like an Instagram account, like an official Instagram account, and I'm like always trying to tag the brand, and then I'm like, huh. Who am I supposed to tag? So I just tagged Joann's because that's where I get like all of my Tim Holtz stuff. They have a pretty good selection at the store that I go to. Got little waiting, call it price. I don't know, like a coat check kind of thing maybe. Apothecary jars, ravens, etc. That was a really rough flip through. So sorry about the quality of that, but I've kind of selected the pieces that I want, and then maybe I'll pull like a few little bats and then put the rest aside for now. It's just going to go back in that packaging. Okay, so we're here with the journal. We've got a clean slate to begin with. I think what I'm wanting to do is take the collage paper and do like just a touch here and then do the cobwebs over it so it's like double layered background. I don't want to go crazy with the collage paper just because I know how busy it ends up making stuff. So I'm gonna cut more of like, or rip more of like a corner piece out of it this time. And I always say when I'm like putting it into my journal, man, I wish I had a glue stick for this. And I actually do have a glue stick. I found one when I was at my parents' house. However, I used it to do the scrapbook paper because I ran out of this monodots adhesive while I was there. And I realized that it's like warping the pages of my journal because it's like semi-wet. Like it has a little bit of moisture to it. So I wasn't super pleased with how it was like affecting the notebook itself. So then I stopped using it. So I'm like, maybe I don't want to like pick that up again. So we're just gonna do like journaling scraps with the monodots adhesive. I think it's good to like hold it in place enough, and then once I start sticking stickers on top of it, it'll kind of secure itself a little bit better. And I'm just gonna kind of roughly trim around the edge. It's hard to like get it exactly because it kind of moves around as you cut, but that's the corner. Those little beveled corners are kind of a pain to like cut around, but I can make it work. And then I'm gonna take my spooky, scary spider web scrapbook paper and I'm gonna do like a more shallow corner with it. So that way both of the pieces will show and it'll just be like that. I don't know how good that looks. Whoops. Okay, well, if I do like this is like my lower corner and like that is my upper corner, I can't tell. I wish someone was here to like weigh in on this for me, you know? I do want to layer it because I didn't put this on perfectly, so there's a little bit of like border showing around it. Maybe if I tear it a little bit more shallow, then more of the collage paper will show and it won't look as like bad. We'll try this out. Okay, I don't think that like completely ruined it. It is a little bit longer than the pages itself, but I think that should be fine. I can just kind of like fold wherever it meets the binding of the notebook. That's kind of the hard thing about these Archer and Olive notebooks when they're like book bound like this. And I'm sorry if this is like drowning out my talking. When things are like book bound like this, there is like the issue of like the crease in between the two pages. Normally you can kind of just like fold it. Sometimes I'll take an X-Acto knife and I'll like cut stuff so that it like is split between the two pages. I did kind of adjust it so that there would be some overhang so that maybe it wouldn't like have to split between the two. I think it did ever so slightly, but I'm just gonna trim up this excess right here. Such a stark difference between the theme of this last spread and the one that I'm working on right now. I don't know what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year. I don't think I've dressed up the last like 2 or 3 years, honestly, because I don't know, like between like the pandemic and grad school, I haven't really found myself in a situation that requires like a Halloween costume. Had to pause for a second. My phone was telling me that it was low on battery, which is not good, especially when you're filming a video that might take a little bit of time, but I'm just gonna see how much I can do in the battery life that I have. As I was saying, haven't really been in a situation that requires a Halloween costume, although this year my cousin says that she's planning like a Halloween thing, so I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm going to be. Okay, so I get like these weird targeted ads, and I think the fact that I engage with them only makes them worse, you know? Like the more you engage with the weird targeted ads on like Instagram, the more like Instagram knows, okay, this person has weird buying habits or like whatever. So anyway, I've been getting these targeted ads from Old Navy, which, you know, that sounds like pretty normal. Like they're just like Old Navy targeted ads, except they're bat onesies for the whole family. And like, I don't obviously have like children that I would need to buy bat onesies for, but I've been asking Nick, I'm like, so if I got us bat onesies, and they're like pajamas, so I'm like, okay, we could be comfy and have Halloween costumes, like that's a win-win. I'm like, so if I bought us bat onesies, would you wear one? And he's like, no, of course not. I don't know, he's like opposed to bats for some reason. It's not like the costume thing, but it's like the bat part of it. So I don't know how to convince him otherwise that we need to have these like bat onesies. I might just get them and then he'll have to deal with it. I don't know. Otherwise, I'll need to find a friend who would like to be my bat counterpart. And that's part of the reason that I grabbed those tiny little bat stickers for this, is that I've just had bats on my mind, I guess. Instagram seems to know it. But yeah, I think it would be great. I'm trying to think of like past Halloween costumes that I've had. I feel like I've gone as like an animal most years. I was a deer at one point in college. And these are like nothing outrageous. I'm not very good at like going all in on a Halloween costume, I guess. I have a lot of ideas, but like you would think like I'm a pretty creative person, I would say. Would this be kind of cool? I think that would be kind of cool, just to like take the little scrap that I already have. Like, okay, so I would call myself a creative person, but and I would also call myself someone who like really likes dressing up and likes making outfits and stuff like that. But when it comes to Halloween costumes, I guess I'm just like that's just not my game. I enjoy it, but I'm not like a pro, you know? Like there are some people we know, or like I'm assuming you know these kind of people too, who are like the Halloween extremists, who are like the best dressed and they have the house that's completely decked out. Like some people take Christmas to like that level where it's like people love Christmas. There are also the Halloween people who like do the same. Like I would never be able to, but yeah, I wish I had amazing costume abilities. And I feel like since it's a spider web, it looks kind of cool to have it like across the side like that. Fun little creepy scrapbook paper, and we're making use of all the pieces. For my next layer, I'm gonna grab that ephemera. I just grabbed like a pinch of bats. So we just have like some random bats kind of hanging out. I'm thinking like the biggest pieces first is always the best way to do this. I like this little journaling card kind of thing. Okay, maybe a journaling card isn't exactly what I want to call it. This like floral ephemera piece. I do wish the kit came with more pieces that looked like this, like the like intaglio like etching of like florals. And I'm gonna use this to kind of cover up the weird intersection points between the scrapbook paper and the collage paper, because I don't know, it just kind of dropped off abruptly there. So we're just gonna stick that on top of it. And I guess this is kind of in that same style. I don't want to layer those two on top of each other though, because they're like identical. So I would want to space them out between the two pages if possible. And I'll grab one of Alicia's stickers and we'll go with like this bookshelf right here. And it's just gonna go kind of down in that corner. I think that looks pretty good. Next, I think I want my like big 31 over here, kind of like next to it. I think that like looks pretty good. And then maybe I'd like put an owl with it. Maybe I could be an owl this year. I'm still really sold on this bats idea. I don't know. So I will have to decide if it's like worth investing in bat pajamas. And the thing is, they're also pajamas. Like when you buy a Halloween costume, or you know, you go to like Spirit Halloween, or you buy something on Amazon and it's like the cheapo costume that's gonna rip after like one night. And also, like, why would, like, if you're hanging around your house, you're not gonna like go and like put your Halloween costume on from your closet to like watch a movie. But bat pajamas, you can definitely do that in. So I think this is a good investment. We just got to get Nick on board with this. So his birthday's coming up. Maybe that'll be his present and he will have to just accept it. Okay, my little owl guy is gonna go over here. Looking fun, little owl. I've been meaning to like draw some owls for my sticker shop actually. I think they're really fun and like spooky little animals. And then I'm like thinking bats up here in this kind of corner, but I need a glue pen for that. So for these smaller elements, I'm going to take this Zig Memory System 2-way glue pen, and it is just kind of like a chisel tip marker, but we'll just draw a little bit on the back of the bats. and let it get just slightly tacky, and then just stick them in there. It works really well. I am surprised by like how good the quality is on this marker. I didn't actually pay all that much for it. I think I got it with a coupon at Joann's, of course, because Joann's is my favorite craft store. Especially now that like so many of the Michaels have stopped carrying like as much of a planner stock as they used to. I guess not a lot of them are getting like the Happy Planner products anymore, so that's kind of indicative of like the move away from like decorative planning stuff. And my Michaels doesn't have very good paper crafting stuff to begin with, so Joann's is my favorite craft store. Got some little bats up there in that corner. I think that's looking good. And then I'll go into the little sticker book and we'll add some text over here. So I have to decide what of this I want to use. Okay, we're gonna go with this one because it's just kind of what caught my eye first. Here in the darkened house of weeping. It's a sad house, I guess. So that's gonna go right there. I don't know if I need more. I will never leave you. Something wicked this way comes. I like this. Growing up, that was my grandmother always used to watch that movie with us on Halloween. Or like around Halloween, sometime in October. She had it on VHS, and we always used to like have like one of those sleepovers at my grandparents' house in October. And we would watch Something Wicked This Way Comes. It freaked me out as a kid, but it was like one of those movies that you watched every year, and it became like less scary. So I like that quote there. I'm also just trying to like periodically pause and like stop the video and start it again. That way, if the phone dies on me, we have as much footage as possible. I'm not sure about the shape of the moon. I like this, and maybe it's something I want to use in my catch-all. I'm thinking maybe I'll stick with like the more square things for this. Like, this could be fun. I could layer it with the text. The coloration is just, it leans a little blue, and I think these are a little bit warmer. So I'm going to throw that off to the side as well. We'll just start with this ephemera piece that kind of mirrors that floral vase that I have on the other side. Reminds me of like still life paintings. I really like it. So I'm gonna place this one right here. And then we'll pick like a word card to go with it. We could do curious or wicked. I feel like wicked is really fun. They remind me of little like word flashcards. And I think it's nice to have some variation in the text that I have on the page. So we've got some text over here, but it's really small. There's some weird text going on in the document paper, but that's like not text that I think is like meant to be read. Like, this is meant to be read. Certainly this is meant to be read. So I'm gonna put that one there, and then it needs something in this space. So we can pick one of these options. I like the little candelabra, or they're individual candles, the little candles and pumpkins. So I'm gonna kind of nestle that into my setup over there. And then like maybe another one down here in this corner. I do like the bats in the bell jars. I think those could be really cool to contrast with the bats that I have going on up there. So these bats are gonna hang out on that collage paper down in this corner. And I even have this like bat ephemera where the bat is hanging upside down. So I think it could be cool to like have it kind of coming off of like one of these shelves and maybe like onto that wicked card. I don't know. I'm just kind of experimenting with like some things that I find visually interesting. I try to do something different every single time I make one of these spreads, whether that's introducing a new material or like picking a theme that I haven't used before. Well, I try to do a new theme every time, but like I like the ripped scrapbook paper strap over here. This is all about experimentation for me, so I just have fun trying new things. I'm gonna go with a few more of these bats kind of like fluttering away over here because there's a lot of blank space up in that corner still. So if we can just add a lot of bats in here, I think we'll be golden, you know? Like, when in doubt, add bats. And I think once I get done with this video, I might just go order those bat pajamas. They were on sale a while ago, so I'm kind of sad I missed the sale. And you probably don't want to hear me just like talk about these pajamas over and over again. I'll try to link them if I remember, so that way you can get a visual of what I'm talking about. They're pretty great. They have like little wings that like go under the arms. Okay. Beware. Wicked, beware. Does it look good right there? Like I kind of like the extra text because we've got both the flowers and then the text matching. I'll add in the beware. So it's gonna go right here, just right underneath, here in the darkened house of weeping. And then I'll flip back over into my little creepy quote book, and I want like something to go in this section. So I gotta pick something else. Her trustful eyes looking straight into his. That just sounds like straight out of like a creepy romance novel. Okay. Deep in the secret chambers of my heart. Okay, we're getting into romance novel territory here. We're gonna just pick something else. I believe you're scared. These are like, okay, here, moody and despairing. That's great. We're gonna go with that for underneath those bats right over there. Weird phrasings, but it's kind of fun, you know, like picking them. It's like those magnets that you put on the fridge and you make the poems out of them. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, I've got a lot going on here. I think I need to charge my phone for a bit, and I'm gonna like kind of reconfigure what I'm gonna do. All right, so I let my phone charge for a minute. I grabbed some water so we can do the watercolory stuff. I also grabbed one more quote out of that Tim Holtz book because I thought it might be fun, like under here. It says, which by the prickling of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And I feel like that's kind of the theme here. Like something wicked this way comes. That's probably what I'll call this spread. Like Halloween is approaching. It's not quite here, but you know, it's coming. So that's kind of the mood for this. As for the acrylographs, I'm not really thinking the colors are matching with the mood anymore. I did go and grab this one that is a metallic gold because I thought maybe we could add in like a pop of like foiling or glitter. Although we're gonna get that with the watercolor, which you can tell hasn't been touched in a while because it's like kind of dusty. I do need to pick a color that'll go well with this. There's this really cool white color that's like just like a pearlescent white that I thought might be really cool to like add, but then I don't know if you're gonna see it as well. I'm thinking maybe this antique color that's a little bit more like muted. I think I have these like in the order that I swatched them in. It's been a while since I used them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my fingers into the paints and we're just gonna do this. This is probably not great for my skin and my skin is awful to begin with. So bear with me here. I'm just kind of like dipping. Should I have tested this on some other paper? Maybe, but I'm just gonna like, we're gonna go with like some weird fingerprints, kind of just like smudged. And I didn't like the fingerprint shape as much, so we're gonna kind of just like smudge it out. Looks a little better that way, I think. I'm also a little concerned how this is gonna go layer-wise, like onto the different materials that I've already planned with. I do like how you can kind of see the ridges of my fingerprint in there a little bit. Look kind of cool over the paper, and we can even add in just like a touch more water. I know like stickers don't react really well to water. Obviously the ephemera doesn't do that, so there's some glossiness to it. Maybe I need to like go more towards the like paper side of things to like add in my little mixed media element. We're just kind of experimenting here. I think it's kind of fun, and it's a little orangey in the undertones, so we're getting that like black and orange Halloween look. A little bit more classic colors there. And if I have this orangey kind of like watercolor, maybe gold isn't the right touch for the acrylographs either. I'm really hating to think about like how awful like this like glitter metallic-y paint is for my hands. Although I've probably had far worse art materials on my skin. Like when I was an art major in college, like there were all sorts of things I got on my hands that I probably shouldn't have. I had an allergic reaction to oil paint once, and my like entire arm like just turned into hives. And then I had to wear like special industrial gloves when I was oil painting. So I'm not a huge fan of oil painting. I know a lot of people who are really into it, but it was just like my least favorite kind of painting. We're just layering fingerprints down here. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. I feel like I just keep saying, I don't know. But it's different for me. So it's like taking me a minute to like process like how I feel about it. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of those distress inks, like the way that it's layering onto the pages. It reminds me of like the texture of the distress inks. This is what I get for like not having a brush, and maybe next time I could like experiment with like putting it down first. I could probably use an old makeup brush at that point, but I think it adds a little extra something. I also have this like chocolate brown acrylograph pen. That could be fun to add in some like stars. So I think I'm gonna go with this. I do want to remove the water from my like planning area though, just so I don't like spill on anything. Maybe I could just like blend out some areas that I'm not like loving as much, but I don't know. God, Caitlin, you can't keep saying the same things over and over again. But it's fun to get creative and like just experiment with different things in your planners, in your journals, in any kind of creative practice. I don't know how the water is gonna affect the pages, and probably not best that I get it on the binding of this, but I think it'll be fine. The spread on the back side of this like isn't my like top favorite spread in the world. I'm so sorry, but like it's just not. So I don't mind if it has a little bit of warping to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up. So I'm just working on getting this Archer and Olive acrylograph started so I can add in some elements. The paint is drying nicely. I like kind of the like oil slick effect that there is in the different like opacities of it. So I'm excited about the way that's coming along. I'm sorry for all the weird like jump cuts in this video because I keep having to like pause and like restart. I filmed 2 more videos before this, so that's like kind of my fault because that killed the battery life on my phone. Well, I just sat here and talked for about 15 minutes without realizing that the camera was not recording. So that was really embarrassing. And also sad because I wish I had gotten all of that on camera. But I took the Archer and Olive chocolate brown acrylograph paint pen, and then I added in some stars just into some little sections on top of the different areas. It actually applied pretty well onto the different textures. So like the glossiness of that collage paper, like the scrapbook paper up here, right on top of the paint, like stuff like that. And I'm pleasantly surprised with like no bleed through. I mean, this paper is like really thick, so I'm excited that we're not getting any bleed through into like this last spread. Granted, this is not my favorite spread, so I wouldn't mind if it bled through a little bit, but I'm happy with the way that those stars turned out. I think it added a little extra something. I'm thinking about like different directions I could go in for like the mixed media look, and I was even like thinking to myself, maybe I could take the stamps from that Archer and Olive subscription box and like stamp out something wicked this way comes on the page. But that's kind of utilizing my empty space in a weird way because I already have something wicked this way comes, and then wicked, and then something wicked this way comes. So I don't know if I really need to drill that point in anymore. I think it's fine just to like let it be. I did grab another one of the little quotes. It says, "Immortal beauty is still there," to kind of balance out the other quotes that I had here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanted a 5th one to like offset that, make it an odd number. So that's what I went ahead and did there. I think the only other thing I was really talking about while I was like talking to myself was it's surprising how much heavy metal like there is in oil paint, and that's why I had a weird allergic reaction to it. You shouldn't get oil paint on your hands, even the smallest amount. So that was lesson number 1 to be learned. And lesson number 2 to be learned was that when I'm looking for filler words, I often say, I don't know. So don't count how many times I said that in this video. Granted, in the time that like I was recording and not recording at the same time, I said it like 15 million times and then I couldn't stop myself because I like had it in my head. I'm like very aware of like what I'm saying. So that's one of those filler phrases for me, I guess. But I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I think I'm gonna call it done on this spread. I am like loving the Halloween vibes. This is just so spooky and fun. So here is my final spread, kind of up close and personal so you can get a look at those details a little bit more. I would like to go in different mixed media directions in this planner. So if you have ideas on like different kinds of things you'd like to see me do, like junk journaling with, I just said planner, but if you'd like to see different kind of media in this junk journal, let me know. I'm interested in like going a number of different directions with this. So if you want to see me like try something, I'm more than willing to just try anything. So I had fun with the watercolor in this one. I will do it again at some point, and I'm gonna find a brush and then I'm gonna like apply it to the pages probably first next time to mix it up. But I do think it applied really well in like kind of these like oil slick patterns around where you're getting like differences in opacity. So I think it's kind of fun. It's a little bit orangey than I thought it was going to show up, but I'm actually kind of happy with that because it really brings in that like orange and black color palette. So that's really cute. And I just love the way that all these different things came together. I'll tag as many like links or whatever as I can down below. But a lot of this like ephemera, well, all of the ephemeras from Tim Holtz, Joanne's for the scrapbook paper, Tim Holtz for the collage paper, Alicia Michelle for the little shelves. And I think that's all I used. A lot of Tim Holtz, but I'm excited for Halloween and I'm gonna call it done on that one. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content and follow me over on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching and happy planning.